Best African countries to invest in. Did you know that during the year 2020, about 55% of adults in the United States of America invested in the stock market? Other than the usual 9-to-5 jobs, investing is another way to earn some money and what people say is also the path towards financial freedom and safety. Warren Buffett earned his wealth and assets through investments and is now one of the richest people in the world. So, for those who want to invest, for the businessmen and investors out there, aren't you curious and wondering about which African country you should invest in? Well, this video is just for you. Today, we will be talking about the best African countries to invest in and why. Before we continue on with the video and talk about which African countries to invest in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated for new videos and content. Number 9. Egypt. According to the annual report by the South African financial group Rand Merchant Bank titled Where to Invest in Africa, which talks about the most attractive African countries to invest in 2020, Egypt continues to be the most attractive investment destination. In the 9th edition of that report, Egypt can brag about being the most appealing economy for the third year in a row, as they have an advantage of having an important demographic market. The report specified that they are expecting an approximate 5.3% growth rate for the next 5 years. The country's Minister of Investment and International Cooperation said that they're repositioning Egypt as a global investment destination and moving forward with comprehensive improvements in the business environment. As stated by the article titled Africa's Top 10 Countries to Invest in by Africa.com, some of these improvements to the business climate have resulted in a resurgence of economic optimism. In 2018, tourism receipts more than quadrupled to $9.8 billion. Number 8. Morocco. Aside from Egypt, Morocco comes on the list of most cost-efficient countries for investment. According to Africa.com, Morocco is positioning itself as the new gateway to African markets, the foreign investment portal to other African economies. The Moroccan government is courting West African leaders for integration into the economic community of West African states in order to achieve its economic goal. It was reintegrated into the African Union and is cultivating allies across the Sahara in order to achieve their economic goals. The reintegration into the African Union enhanced Morocco's investment appeal. Number 7. South Africa. Another country that would be best to invest in Africa would be South Africa. Despite the political and institutional instability of recent years, South Africa remains to be the continent's principal entry point for most investors. It is the continent's greatest recipient of foreign direct investment. The unstable political environment dampened the investors' confidence, but South Africa still remains as an economy with a liquid financial market. Number 6. Kenya. Kenya is also a country to look out for in terms of investment, as they have sustained economic growth and a stable political environment over the last few years. The youthful population, an expansion in consumer demand, and a highly skilled workforce helped play a vital role in attracting investors. In the next few years, the growth is expected to continue, as the report states that they were expecting a 5% growth rate in 2020. Kenya has lots of potential and is expected to continue to grow, especially with a good and healthy climate, which would help improve agricultural production and a stronger business environment. Number 5. Rwanda. Although Rwanda has a small market size, it is still one of the fastest-growing economies on the African continent. As indicated in the Doing Business report, the country was driven by a very favorable business climate. The study also highlights the growth of domestic sectors as well as a significant rise in foreign direct investment, or FDI. Despite the market's limited opportunities for expansion, investors find it ideal for accessing other East African markets. Number 4. Ethiopia. The East African economy has been able to attract substantial foreign direct investments, which has resulted in increasing manufacturing activity. Ethiopia, one of the East African countries, is one of the world's fastest-growing economies, but one that is increasingly burdened by debt. However, through all of that, they have been able to attract foreign direct investments like H&M, Guess, J.Crew, and Naturalizer. These fashion brands have invested in manufacturing centers in Ethiopia. Ethiopia will stay on the investors' radar in the next few years thanks to the likely privatization of certain state businesses, increasing government, investment in local industries, human capital, and special economic zones. Number 3. Tanzania. Another East African country is eyed by the investors, and that is Tanzania. It is a mineral-rich country and has one of the largest economies in East Africa. Although the economic growth seems to be slowing down, it still remains attractive for investors. Tanzania's mining, tourism, and telecommunications sectors are appealing to the eyes of the investors and businessmen. Number 2. Ghana. Ghana's economy is also based on commodities, rendering it vulnerable to global market fluctuations. The rising public debt would be the only concern for this country. However, other than that, it remains with a positive business environment and a peaceful political environment as well. According to the IMF, Ghana is said to be the fastest-growing economy in the world in 2019 at 8.8%. Number 1. Cote d'ivoire. Do you know where the world's biggest cocoa producer is? It's actually in a country in Africa called Cote d'ivoire. Due to increased government infrastructure investment and a reasonably stable political and commercial environment, the world's largest cocoa producer has experienced a robust and strong development. The major driver of investments, particularly in transportation infrastructure, has been given by both the public and private sectors in investing towards their national infrastructure. Investments in transportation and energy infrastructure, according to RMB's research team, will continue to stimulate foreign direct investment and assistance inflows. For more information, don't hesitate to search for Rand Merchant Bank's or RMB's report entitled Where to Invest in Africa. Also, before you decide to invest, make sure you research more information about the place and country as well as its business and political climate. Also, consider your objective for investing and your risk tolerance. Take your time in thinking about where to invest. That was all for this video. Thank you so much for staying until the end of this video. And before you go, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated for new videos and content. Also, comment down below what you learned and whether or not you will be investing in the future.